Good day, Philippines. Hello, Region 1. Aloha sa Caribbean learners. Airing live from the mango blue capital of the Philippines and Carlos City. You're tuning into CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner, where passion is the key. Learning paves the way. With our division mantra, developing creativity, maximizing versatility. This is your CCN Broadcast Center. CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner.
Good day to all. Welcome to CCN and welcome to Grade 9 Science class. Our topic for this day is factors affecting climate. The most essential learning competency of this lesson is to explain how different factors affect the climate of an area. And its code is S9ES-3E-30. There are 4 objectives in this lesson. The first objective is to differentiate climate from weather. Second objective is to describe factors that affect climate. Next objective is to explain how latitude, altitude, and land topography affect climate. And the last objective is to explain how ocean surface and circulation directly affect the pattern of climate around the world. So as a review, let us first take the 2 concepts, weather and climate. When you were in your grade 7, in your subject Aralin Panglipunan, quarter 1, your teacher already discussed the concept weather and climate. He mentioned about the different climates around the world. So let us take a review. Weather is a short-term state of the atmosphere. The temperature of the day may change, maybe in 1 hour, minutes, or a day. While climate class is the long-term patterns or weather. Okay? The condition of the atmosphere is in a long term, usually more than 30 years. Example of weather, the weather forecaster here is forecasting about the weather of the day. I'll give you the different types of weather as a review. Okay, we have here the sunny weather or sunny day. We have also windy weather or windy day, cloudy day, the rainy day, and the stormy day. So you know now the different types of weather. Next is climate. So climate is the average weather of a place over a period of many years. Baguio is well known to have a cold climate. Okay, the classification of climate. There are 3 classifications: the hot climate, temperate, and the cold climate. The hot climate consists of equatorial, tropical, and desert. Example of features having hot climate, we have there the desert, the equatorial, and the tropical. Class, where do we belong in that climate? Okay, very good. So we are in the tropical climate. We have tropical climate. That is why, class, we have tropical rain forests. And we are lucky. God bless us with tropical rainforest. It means that we have a diverse organism or biodiversity. We have many kinds of plants and animals. Next is the temperate climate. Under temperate climate, we have the Mediterranean, oceanic, continental. Okay, look at the picture of oceanic and continental climate. Next is the cold climate. There are two under the cold climate, the polar and the high mountain. Okay, you can see in the polar climate, icebergs, okay, and in the high mountain with the snow. So you know now the different types of climate. Class, I prepared a very special activity for you in order to enjoy the class today. It is called the word scramble. Okay, all you have to do, class, is to look at the picture and then observe the jumbled letters and try to look for the word that fits on the picture. Okay, we will start. What do you think is the word? You have 10 seconds to do it. Okay, time is up. What do you think is the answer? The answer is weather. Okay, did you get correct answer? Okay, very good. Everybody got the correct answer. Next picture. How about this? What do you think is the word? 10 seconds. Time is up. What is the answer? Climate. Okay? Everybody got again the correct answer. So I like this class because you are smart and active. Okay, next. Another 10 seconds. Okay, time is up. What is the answer? The answer is altitude. Next. Time start. Okay, time is up. The answer is topography. Okay, very good. So almost all of you got the correct answer. I hope you enjoyed the activity and you learned something about the activity. Actually, those words are the factors affecting climate. Okay, so we will move on. The first factor that affects climate, class, is topography. What is topography? It is the study of the land surface. In particular, it lays the underlying foundation of landscape. For example, photography refers to mountains, valleys, rivers, or craters on the surface. Okay? So, I mentioned the word surface. I hope you understand the word surface. It means it is the upper or the outermost part of the place. Like in this, the Earth's surface consists of mountains. Like in this activity. Okay? So we will study the topography of a mountain. As you can see in the picture, class, the mountain has two sides. the windward side and the leeward side. The windward side is directly focused on the wind or the air. Okay, that is why it is called the windward side. So in this side, the wind blows. There is a low temperature in this windward side of the mountain, cloud formation, and precipitation. If there is cloud formation, class, eventually there will be precipitation. And what is precipitation? Okay, the most common form of precipitation, class, is the rain. It is the most observable form of precipitation in our country. Okay? But in other countries that experience winter, they have other forms of precipitation. They have snow, sleet, hailstone, and others. Okay? Next, we'll talk about the leeward side. In the leeward side, the opposite of the windward side, there is no cloud formation, very high temperature, less precipitation, and the rain shadow. When we say rain shadow, class, it is the less precipitation, no precipitation. It is only a shadow. Anino lang siya because there's the absence of precipitation. Okay, did you understand? Okay, very good. So, again, observe the picture and you should know the things that I've said about windward side and leeward side. Because your first activity is the side of the mountain. So the directions, use the illustration of a mountain to answer the questions that follow. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Okay, look at carefully the mountain so that you will have a correct answer on the 5 questions that I prepared. The first question, which side of the mountain would generally receive more precipitation? 5 seconds. Okay, the answer is the windward. Who got the correct answer? Okay, very good. All of you got the correct answer. It means that you listened a while ago while I'm explaining the leeward and windward side of the mountain. Okay, next question. Which side of the mountain would generally receive less precipitation? 5 seconds. Okay, the answer is leeward side. So the leeward side of the mountain receive less rain or precipitation. Next. What happens to the air as it comes down the leeward side of the mountain? 5 seconds. Okay, the answer is the air warms and expands. Okay, did you get the correct answer? Okay, very good. Next, the fourth question, which side of the mountain range often produces rain shadow? 5 seconds. Okay, the answer is the leeward side. Next, the last, what happens to the air as it travels up the mountain? 5 seconds. Okay, the air cools, condenses, and rain falls. Okay, I hope you learned from the first activity. So we will move on. Next, you have your second activity. Fill in the blanks. Identify the word that correctly completes each statement. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Okay? First question. A short-term variation in atmospheric phenomena which interact and affect the environment and living things on Earth are called, okay, weather. Next question. Blank is the long-term average of variations in weather for a particular area. 5 seconds. The answer is climate. So climate is the long-term average of variations in weather for particular area. Next number. The equator and tropical areas get more blank than areas in the north or south. 5 seconds. Okay, answer. The equator and tropical areas get more direct sunlight than areas in the north or south. Did you get the correct answer? Okay, very good. Next. The more direct sunlight receive the blank climate, which is why the poles are colder than the equator. 5 seconds. Okay, the answer is warmer. The more direct sunlight receive the warmer climate, which is why the poles are colder than the equator. Okay. 5. The higher the elevation of a region, the blank it is. The answer is colder. The higher the altitude, the lower the temperature. Okay, did you get the same answer? How many of you got perfect score? Okay, very good. Almost all of you got perfect score. Next. Next factor, class, that affects climate is altitude. What is altitude? It is the height above sea level. Altitude, like elevation, is the distance above sea level. Areas are often considered high altitude if they reach at least 2,400 meters or 8,000 feet into the atmosphere. Okay? In your mathematics class, in measurement, you have to give the number and the unit for any measurement. Okay? Like in this, 2,400 meters. Okay? Next. Example of places that are affected by the altitude is Baguio City. Foreign and local tourists visit Baguio, especially during summer, because of its cold climate. Because Baguio is surrounded by mountain, it has a high elevation. That is why Baguio is the summer capital of the Philippines. But here in Manila, the temperature is high, the climate is hot because of its altitude. Okay? You cannot find mountains in Manila. Okay? Next. Location at the higher altitude have colder temperature. Temperature usually decreases by 1 degree Celsius for every 100 meters in altitude. So, ibig sabihin, class, abang tumataas ang lugar, nag-i-increase ito. Abang tumataas ng 100 meters, nagdi-decrease ng 1 degrees Celsius ang lugar. So, in short terms, class, the higher the area, the lower the temperature, or the higher the altitude, the lower the climate. Okay, did you understand what is altitude? How does altitude affect climate? Okay, I hope You got the point. Okay, next. The most high altitude point on Earth is Mount Everest in Himalayan mountain range on the border of Nepal and Chinese region of Tibet. You can find Mount Everest. Mount Everest has 8,850 meters altitude or 29,035 feet tall. The temperature during January as an average negative degrees Celsius. You know, class, that water freezes 0 degrees Celsius. Okay? So how much more the temperature of Mount Everest? It is negative 36 degrees Celsius. So it's very cold. Okay? Next factor, class, is latitude. Okay? Latitude, it is the distance in degrees to the north and south from the equator. Latitude is an imaginary line that is parallel to the equator. So you can see the equator in the picture, and you can see where are the latitudes. These are the lines parallel to the equator. Latitude is the most significant factor for determining climate. Warmer at the equator and colder at the pole. Seasons are reversed between north and south hemisphere. To explain more, class, we have here the picture. You can observe or you can see, class, that at the equator, the rays of the sun is direct to the equator. While on the polar regions, there's a low angle of incoming sunlight. Okay? So you expect that in the polar region, the temperature is low. While the places near the equator, like the Philippines, have a high temperature or high climate. Okay? Next, so this is more another explanation. So 30 degrees, the coldest part of polar regions. Then next to 30 degrees is 45 degrees, is still near the polar region. And we have here the equator, which is 90 degrees. You can see a direct sunlight on the equator. And then cooler at angles of 45 degrees near the pole region again. So to conclude, class, as the latitude increases, temperature decreases. Okay, another factor that affects climate are the bodies of water, or the distance from large bodies of water. Okay? Large bodies of water regulate temperature due to water's property. The ocean thermostat keeps it warmer in winter and cooler in the summer, less fluctuation. Inland climates have more extreme temperature fluctuation throughout the years. To explain this, example, Boracay Island. During summer, Boracay have a cooler temperature because it is near the ocean. How about the places far from the ocean, far from the bodies of water, like in the picture, the residential area there? It is more warmer because the place is far from the bodies of water. Okay, did you understand? Next, another explanation. We have here a map. We have there two circles. The big circle is the British Isles. Okay? And then the small circle is Moscow in Russia. If you observe, they have the same latitude. Okay? But the British Isles experience cool weather, okay, or lesser temperature, okay, which is 17 degrees Celsius, and the average minimum temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. So it is cold in the British Isle, okay. While in Moscow, it has a maximum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius, and during cold season, negative degrees Celsius. In other words, Moscow have an extreme temperature. Mainit at super lamig. So, extreme ang temperature niya. But, as you can see, they have the same latitude. What do you think is the reason why the British Isles have a cooler temperature? Okay, correct? You are right. The British Isles have lower temperature because this place is surrounded by bodies of water. Okay, did you understand? In other words, class, if the place is surrounded by bodies of water, colder the temperature. Okay? Pag nasa land siya, nasa continent area siya, mas mainit ang temperature. Okay? Next. Land heats and cools faster than the sea. Coastal areas have lower temperature than inland areas. Okay? So during nighttime class or during daytime class, land is warmer and sea is cooler. During nighttime, land is cooler and the sea is warmer. Okay, next factor that affects the climate is the ocean currents. Okay, ocean currents can be thousands of kilometers in length. Okay, they can go as far as kilometers. Ocean currents of the world force the surface water of the ocean to move in particular direction. Okay, you can see the arrows there, class, that ocean current move the ocean water, surface ocean water, in different directions. Ocean current has the overall effect of moving water mass in a rotating system, and you call that Coriolis force. On Earth, the effect tends to deflect movement wind mass to the right and moving wind mass to the right in the southern hemisphere. Okay, to explain more Coriolis effect, class. So in this picture, you can see the movement of the wind or the air. Remember, class, that cold air is denser. That is why cold air stay at the bottom. Okay, and warm air is lighter than the cold air. That is why they stay in the upper position or location. Okay, to understand more, I have a question for you, class. Volunteer, if you can answer my question, I'll give you +5. Okay, why do you think the air conditioner is placed on top part of the house? Okay, and why do you think the freezer is found in the upper portion of the refrigerator? Okay, it has something to do with Coriolis effect. Okay, as I said a while ago. Okay, very good. You answered correct. So as I said a while ago, the colder air is denser. That is why they tend to move downward. And the warmer air is lighter, they stay at the upper part. Okay? Air conditioner are placed on top part of the house because of Coriolis effect. Bababa at bababa ang malamig na hangin papunta sa bed nyo. Okay? Kaya nakalagay yan sa taas na parte ng bahay nyo. Did you understand? And in the case of the refrigerator, you can see the freezer. Nasa taas ang freezer. Kasi ang malamig na hangin ay bababa. So yung mga nasa baba, yung mga fruits nyo, yung mga vegetables, your soda, nandyan sa baba. Kasi malalamigan din sila. Okay? So I hope you learn. You can relate Coriolis effect in our daily life. Next. Okay. Ocean currents that flow away from the equator carry warm water class. Then ocean currents that flow away from the poles carry cold water. Okay, you can see that ocean current that brings along cold water inland make the climate cold. Ocean current that take along warm water inland makes the climate warm. Okay, for your evaluation or assessment, get ready. Okay, direction, choose the letter of the best answer. Write the chosen letter on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1, ready? Okay, which statement best describes topography? A, it is the total distance above sea level. B, it is the side of the mountain that experiences flood. C, it is the curve of the earth and the distance from the equator. And D, it is the physical attribute, surface shape, and features of an area. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, time is up. Your answer is letter D. It is the physical attribute, surface, shape, and features of an area. Did you get the correct answer? Okay, very good. Next, number 2. Number 2. Okay, number 2. Which part of the mountain has more vegetation? Okay, time is up. The answer is the windward side of the mountain. Next, number 3. Which best describes the leeward side of a mountain? Ten seconds. Okay, time is up. The answer is letter B, the side of the mountains that receive less precipitation. Number 4. How do oceans affect the climate of an area? A, the solar radiation is absorbed by ocean. B, ocean currents act much like a conveyor belt. C, the ocean helps to distribute heat around the globe. And D, all of the above. 10 seconds. Okay, the answer is D, all of the above. Okay, did you get the correct answer? Very good. 5, in the theory, Earth's surface was covered by vast sheets of ice. What do you call these vast sheets of ice? 10 seconds. Okay, the answer is glacier. Next activity, we have the word detective. Look for the word in the search puzzle vertically, horizontally, and diagonally, using the given meaning below. Okay, number 1, the overall atmospheric condition of a place for a period of 30 years or more. 5 seconds. Okay, the answer is, okay, climate. Next, the closer the place is to the equator, the warmer the climate is. The farther the place is from the equator, the colder the climate is. Okay, the answer is latitude. Next, number 3, the higher the elevation, the lower the temperature. The answer is altitude. Next, warm water carries warm air, cold water carries cold air. 5 seconds. Okay, ocean currents. Next, the clockwise and counterclockwise of ocean current is called? The answer is Coriolis effect. I hope you learned something from this activity class. Who got the perfect answer? Okay, very good. Almost all of you got perfect answer. Next. The dry season region of the mountain. Okay, I'll just give the answer. The leeward side. And precipitation occurs in this area of the mountain is the windward side. Okay? Those two are additional questions. Okay? Next, performance stats. Your school is celebrating Science Month with the theme Disaster Risk Reduction and Climate Change Adaptation. Your task is to have an information drive to increase awareness and educate your fellow teachers about the impact of the effects of climate change. Remember class, 50% of your grade in every module is the performance task. Kindly document your performance task, take pictures, and then pass your performance task next SLM distribution. So, I have this rubric for you to know how I grade your performance task. Okay? Always remember class, love and take care Mother Earth, because we only have one planet to live. Thank you and God bless. See you next time.
Good day, Philippines. Hello, Region 1. Aloha sa Carolinian learners. Airing live from the Mango Blue capital of the Philippines, San Carlos City. You're tuning into CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO SEC learner, where passion is the key. Learning paves the way. With our division mantra, developing creativity, maximizing versatility. This is your CCN Broadcast Center. CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO SEC learner.